all the stories of the Bible. The stories of Moses. Now Moses gathered all the children of Israel unto himself, and he said, The Lord told me to bring you into the land. But I complained to the Lord in that day, and said, These people are such a burden to me. And the Lord provided from among you many wise men, who helped to bear the burden. And he said, The people of this land, such as the Amorites, do not fear them. But you said, Let us send spies into the land ahead of us, and to me it sounded like a good idea. And when you came back, you brought great fruit, but you also brought evil tidings, and it caused the people to melt with fear, and in the end you rebelled against the Lord, even though he carried you through the land as a father carries his little son, even though he led you with a cloud by day and fire by night. He swore that none of you would enter the land, except for Caleb and Joshua. And then you tried to enter the land by yourself. But the Lord told me, Do not allow them. If they do, they will be hurt. And yet you did not obey, and you went into the land, and they drove you out. And so we set into the wilderness, as the Lord declared, and we traveled around aimlessly until the Lord said, You have traveled around aimlessly enough. And for 40 years the Lord has been with you, has he not? For as the Lord directed you, do not bother the people of Moab, but go from Kadesh to the creek of Zered. And as you walked along this path for 38 years, the Lord took care of you, and here you stand in victory over Heshbon and over the king of Og, who is so big he used to sleep on a bed which is 9 cubits long, which the Ammonites have enshrined in one of their museums in Ramah. Well, among you the Reubenites and the Gadites requested these lands, and we allowed them in exchange for years of service. And then I laid my hands on Joshua, because the Lord commanded me, I shall not go into the land of promise. Even though I protested, I said, Please, allow me to go. But the Lord, after I protested many times, said, Enough, and I will hear no more of it. And so now I stand before you, and can only speak to you these final words, these laws. And in this way, Moses gave the people what is called today the second law, or the book of Deuteronomy. This shall be only a summary. For the full book of Deuteronomy, read the book of Deuteronomy. And here is the summary of what Moses said. Moses said to the people, Listen to the laws that I teach. Do not add to them. Do not take away from them. For surely people around you, if you follow these laws, will observe, and they will say, Look at this wise and understanding people. For what nation in the world has a God who has given such wisdom to his people? Do not forget these laws, but teach them to your children, and explain stories such as the time that you stood at the mountain, and you received the 10 commandments in great fear. According to these commandments, you should not make idols, such as idols in the land, or idols that you dream up, which look like the creatures of the world. Or perhaps do not worship the sun or the moon. The pagans do these things. But the Lord, he brought you out of Egypt through a fiery furnace, in order that he might call you his very own people. For the Lord is a consuming fire. He is a jealous God. But when you seek him in the latter days, even in your affliction, you will find he is also a merciful God. There is no one like him. No other God is like him. And there Moses repeated the words of the 10 commandments. And he said these words, Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. You shall love the Lord with all your heart and all your soul and all your might. Keep these words in your heart. Teach them to your children. Talk about them as you sit together, as you walk along the road, and as you lie down, and as you rise in the morning. Write these words on your hands and your foreheads, and on your doors and your gates. But do not test the Lord your God. When your son asks you, what is the meaning of these laws and all these things that we have to do? Tell him, we were Pharaoh's slaves, and the Lord delivered us with an outstretched hand. And he sent grievous signs on the people of Egypt. But the Lord commanded us for our own good, that he might preserve us. O my children, stay a holy people, for the Lord will drive out the nations of the land gradually. It's better that he does this, and yet as you move into the land stage by stage, do not intermarry with the people. Do not bring the culture into your culture. For if you bring evil into your house, you will spoil the land, and you will be overthrown, just like them. Remember your whole history, the 40 years of how the Lord humbled you, testing your heart. He allowed you to be hungry so that you could eat the manna, that you might know that man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. For all that time your clothes were not torn, your feet did not swell. But God, he disciplined you as a father disciplines his son. He was preparing you to come into the good land, the land of milk and honey, and you will bless him for it. For he led you through these terrifying places, with fiery serpents and scorpions, land without water, so that you would know him and remember him in the days of wealth. But beware when you enter the land, and you have beautiful vineyards, and wonderful fields, and many possessions, that you do not say, it is because of my power that I have gotten these things. No, only the Lord can give anyone the power to get rich. It is not for the reason you think, but it is so that his covenant might be confirmed. And do not say, it is because our righteousness that we have these things. No, for you have been wicked since the day we've known you. In the days of the golden calf, when you worshipped it, the Lord, he wanted to destroy you. And if I had not fallen on my face and begged him, he would have done so. But so that God would preserve you. For what does God want? He wants you to walk in his ways. He wants you to love him and to serve him with your whole heart and your whole soul. And circumcise the evil of your heart. Cut it away, so that you will be a sign to God among the nations. Do not let these nations become a trap for you, saying, let us copy their ways and do as they do. And if some prophet or dreamer should show up and suggest it, do not listen to him. God is testing you to find out how much you love him with your whole heart and your whole soul. Put him to death. Get rid of him. Purge this evil away from you. Moses proceeded to give laws about food, laws about tithing, about the sabbatical year and the feasts, and the ways of justice. He said, eventually, I know you will wish to have a king among you, for all the other nations have kings. And you will indeed, but let it be the one that the Lord chooses in that day. The king will try to take you back to Egypt. You have already tried to do this many times, but you shall never return by that way. If you want the king to sit long, then write a copy of these laws, for him a personal copy, to have and to read. And on another day, the Lord will rise up a mighty prophet like me, like Moses. And it will be like in the mountain of Horeb, when you said yourself, let us not look upon you, but let us have a prophet who will share with us about you. And God, he said, yes, this is good, for I will send a prophet who will represent me perfectly. But when that prophet comes, you must honor him and obey the words that he tells you. Another prophet may come in another name, but that prophet you must not respect. He must die. And you may ask, how do I know that prophet from this prophet? Well, you will know. For in that day, if something he says did not come true, you do not be afraid of him. He is not the one. When you see the one, you will know the one. Moses gave so many practical matters to the people, such as the building of cities, in order that if someone is wrongly accused, they may run for refuge. And laws of warfare, if somebody has a vineyard that is new, or has just married a wife, let them not go to war. Let them enjoy these things. And if anyone is scared, let him go home. He'll just spoil the whole army with his contagious fear. And should you have more sons than one, do not favor one over another. And if you have loved sons and unloved sons, or perhaps have 2 wives and you love one wife more than another wife, do not dishonor the older son of the unloved wife. We have seen how this turns out, have we not? If you see an ox wandering around on your land, restore it to the person of whom it belongs. Don't just stand there or let it walk away. Honor your neighbor, love your neighbor as yourself. If you build a home, make braces on the roof, so that if somebody comes over and walks up on the roof, they will not fall off. Don't plow an ox and a donkey together. This is wrong. And do not muzzle an ox when the ox is treading in the field. Whoever comes into your people, they must abide by my laws. But there are some who will be disqualified, the Ammonites and the Moabites. For they hired that man Balaam to curse you, though I turned it into a blessing, I did. But do not seek their good, let them be wiped out. But Edom, they betrayed you, but you must show love to them, for they are your brother. And Egypt, do not hate them, for you once dwelled among them. And the great-grandchild of an Egyptian shall one day be wrapped up within your people. About laws such as divorce, if you must, give the woman a certificate and send her away. But if she remarries, do not follow after her to take her back, even if the other husband dies. When you build an altar, use uncut stones, for I know you very well. You will make something so beautiful that you worship it instead of worshiping the Lord. In all, Moses gave the people more than 400 laws to follow. And this Mosaic law, Deuteronomy, is what defined the nation. And it became their own for generation after generation. For the secret things belong to the Lord our God, but the revealed things belong to us and for our children, for us to have and to hold and to do.